Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Irresistible and I'm a manifestation and soul realignment coach. My channel is geared towards helping you become your highest potential so that you can create and live the extraordinary life that is your birthright. In today's video, I'll be talking about something important if you are working on manifesting physical appearances. And this will be part 1 because I will be sharing a part 2 where I do talk about how to manifest the physical appearances. But I still wanted to film this first because it is important. But before we get started, just a quick reminder that I offer both email and video coaching. So if you need help in manifesting anything that your heart desires, you can definitely find all the coaching options. They are in the description below. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon in order to receive a notification anytime I upload a new video. So let's get started. When it comes to manifesting physical appearances, this is one of those things that people don't get. They think, how is it possible for you to change your physical appearance, especially when we're talking about DNA? Like, this is your DNA. How can you change your physical appearance? And it's like anything else. You can't say that you can have anything and manifest anything, but you can't do that. Ultimately, you have to understand that your physical reality is exactly like a dream. When you're in your dream, have you ever seen yourself look different? Absolutely, right? So it's everything in physical reality is exactly like a dream, a lucid dream where you are taking control of your dream and you're making all the changes that you desire. It's no different because everything is an illusion, right? And this whole physical reality that we are experiencing is an illusion, and it's a reflection of our inner consciousness. And so obviously, if I have an ability to change what's in my consciousness, then I can change my physical reality, including my physical appearance. So I will be doing a second video about how to do that. But before I go into that, I wanted to do this video because I feel like it's important that you understand that your physical appearance is only part of the story, right? The part of the story of who you are. I know that you're going to say blah, 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 blah. She's talking the usual stuff. But ultimately, your physical appearance is not going to make you more lovable. And I have 50 years under my belt of me really knowing what I'm talking about, because I remember when I was in high school, I was extremely thin. Like I'm talking here about weight, right? So I was at my thinnest, and it impacted everything. It wasn't just my figure, it impacted my face, it impacted everything. So I was just very thin. And while I got a bunch of great compliments on my figure when I was that young, I also got a bunch of people, much less than that, telling me that I was too thin, that it was just not attractive. So I had positive reinforcement and I also had some negative remarks. And rather than focus on that, I always focused on that. I always focused on the part that was negative. And this comes from self-worth. This comes from deservability. This comes from lack of self-love. And every person has that. So and it's not unusual that a teenage girl would think she's not lovable. It's something that is super common, right? Because of all the things you see out there. And we didn't have social media back then, right? So there's always this inner struggle and inner lack of self-confidence that comes from the world we live in, right? But the problem is that outer appearance can never be enough on its own. And I spent, like most of my adult life going through that space of gaining and losing weight and not sometimes feeling attractive, sometimes not feeling attractive. The one thing that was always common for me it was never enough. I was still not satisfied. So the thing I want to say is that your self-love is an inner job that has nothing to do with your outer appearance. And I have a responsibility to share this because, especially in this day and age, when you have social media, you have filters, you have the next most attractive influencer that's out there, that's, you know, really now suddenly the it person who is like no one else. And then the next thing you know, you forget about them and then there's someone else. It's never going to be enough. Your physical appearance is never going to make you feel lovable. Now, we all have our little insecurities, whatever that is, okay, deal with it. But it's not going to make you feel like you are lovable, or it's not going to bring up your self-worth. Your self-worth is an inner thing. It has nothing to do with your physical appearance. And I remember many years ago, I was in my late 20s. I lost a lot of weight. And then one of my friends was also in the process of losing weight. And I remember I told her something. I said, you're going to think that you'll be able to conquer the world and have anything that you want. But it's not true. And she held that against me for the longest time. And, I don't even remember at the time why I said it. And I tried to always come back from that. But now, as I was preparing to do this video, I remembered that. And I remembered where I was coming from. I remembered that even though I thought that I would be able to conquer the world now that I've lost all that weight, I still had that inner self-worth show up for me. It didn't solve that problem. So that inner self-worth and self-love is not something that can be fixed by your physical appearance. So that's what I meant by it. And for the longest time, we always joked about it. And I would tell her, I said a lot of things. Why do you have to remember that one thing I said? But it's actually what I was probably trying to say, and I didn't know how to articulate it, because when I've looked my best, I always still had that inner thing, because that is something you have to work on internally. The external is the cherry on top. Focusing on feeling lovable regardless of what you look like is the key. The physical is a preference. It's like me wanting to change my hair color. Oh, I feel like having a change. I feel like going with red hair. I feel like trying on lenses and just going. It's a preference, right? It's not what's going to make me more lovable or less lovable. And believe me when I tell you, your inner beauty is what radiates. It's what radiates. It's the thing that, and this inner beauty comes from an inner self-love that does not have anything to do with your physical appearance. Work on loving yourself regardless, and then the external will always match. If you don't already see yourself as beautiful, you will start seeing yourself as more beautiful. And then from there, you can do any change, physical appearance change that you want. It's like changing your hair color, right? You'll not be so resistant to it, if that makes sense. So how do you go about loving yourself regardless of your physical appearance? I have 4 affirmations for you that are life-changing. They actually are what helped me grow to love myself regardless. These 4 affirmations are: I love myself, I heal myself, I forgive myself, I accept myself. Repeat these 100 times a day and watch yourself shift. Truly, truly. It is an absolute game changer. And then from there, you can work on changing anything physical you want to change about yourself. But the key is to love yourself regardless. This external stuff is preference. It's a preference. So you have the ability to do anything that you want. I know this is such a cliche what I'm talking about, but it really is a game changer. It really will help you manifest the appearance changes that you want, because it is no longer the reason why you're going to feel more lovable. if that makes sense. So it releases the resistance. The resistance you have about feeling lovable should not be a reflection of how you look on the outside. And then the external changes are just for the fun of it, because you believe you can manifest anything that you want. You love trying new things. You wanna have fun with this. You wanna feel good, but it's not the reason why you feel deserving of the love or feeling like you are worthy of love. This is something very important that I wanted to share. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please like, comment, and share, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.